Everybody, check out my email. Check out my email. We're gonna share this status. Everybody needs to share. Please share. Mm-hmm. Why?
And I missed the conversation.
My wife is showing me weird TikToks. Is it gonna be a good night? Gotta wait a few minutes so that YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch can all sync. All my viewers can jump on. And then we'll get started. Thank you everybody who's already joined. Very excited. Very excited. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do 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 do. Ba ba ba. So let's get the top in. Let's go already. We're talking about some of our favorite things today. Dice and RPGs and miniatures. Very excited. Obviously, this is my favorite subject as the big bad nerd dad. I want to thank everybody for tuning in so far. Just a few more seconds so we can get all these streams synced. Again, I'm on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. If you're watching me via Twitch, thank you very much. Be sure to give my channel a like. If you're watching me via Facebook, please like and share. And if you're watching me via YouTube, I have no idea how you got here, but thank you very much. Every view helps. It means a lot. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and rolling. Good evening, everybody. Super excited to be here this fantastic Muggy Monday. Muggy Monday. We'll go with Muggy Monday. I am Mike, the Big Bad Nerd Dad, here to tell you about my experiences with Free RPG Day this year. I have participated in Free RPG Day for the past 6 years, since 2016, and it's been a blast. Every single year, it's a little bit different. Free RPG Day has been steamrolling, picking up all manners of power as people are coming from many different walks of life to check out Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, Starfinder, Savage Worlds, all these big name RPGs. And then because of that, indie RPGs are being able to slip in their little notes, slip in their little deals so that they can be discovered, because there's literally thousands of different RPGs out there that are viable, that are fun, that are different, that are not fantasy, that are not sci-fi, that are not horror, that are mixed, that are something completely different. And that's what I like to learn. Like, that's one of the things that I think makes me want to try more RPGs, is that there's stuff out there that I've never done before, that I'm unfamiliar with, that's a little different. And I like that idea very, very much. So, we're going to start by reviewing some of the products that came out on Free RPG Day. Free RPG Day was this past Saturday. Your local game store probably did it, if you have a local game store. If not, you're always welcome to check out Space Cadets Gaming. That's one of our sponsors. They're an amazing game store out of the Oak Ridge North, the Woodlands, basically Houston, Texas. They have an online presence if you want to check out their website. Space Cadets Gaming. Fantastic store, fantastic people. Brian, the owner, is an amazing man who does so much for the community and all the different types of nerdery. You like miniatures, tabletop war games, RPGs. If you're a card flipper, you like playing card games like Pokemon, Magic, Keyforge, the Marvel Champions. The list goes on and on and on. He tries to do something for every community to make it big, and I think that's really a good selling point for Space Cadets, is they're big on community, whatever the community may be. So if you don't have a local store, I highly recommend Space Cadets Gaming. Great people. They've been supporting Big Bad Nerd Dad stream since the very beginning, so I'm very thankful for them and everything that they do, and for providing me a place to play in person. So without further ado, shaking everything. Without further ado, we're going to go over some of the products. I'm going to put the products in the order of what I like the most. What I like the least to what I like the most, so that y'all guys can check out and see what I have. So first up is a trifecta of. These look really nice. The artwork's really cool. And this is for the Transformers RPG. This will be coming out fairly soon. It has not dropped yet. I did pre-order this from Renegade Games. And you've heard of Renegade Games. They have so many good games out. They're producing tons of different RPGs. And when I mean tons of different RPGs. So they've got the Transformers RPG. They've got the G.I. Joe RPG. They did the Power Rangers RPG. I have that on my shelf. It's this, what is it called? Oh my goodness, I forgot what it's called. The Essence system. That's what it's called. The Essence system that the Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Power Rangers RPGs are based off of, can completely go back and forth. You can have Power Rangers in your G.I. Joes. You can put G.I. Joes in your Transformers. You can put Transformers into your Power Rangers. However you want to do it. The gameplay is the same for everything across the board. Why not, right? Great IPs, great nostalgia for people who want to play specific game types, who want to join these worlds. Again, fantastic idea from Renegade Games. They're also coming out with Hunter the Reckoning. So if you're familiar with World of Darkness, they're the people that do Vampire, Mage Ascension, all of these World of Darkness games. They've teamed up with Renegade, and they're doing the Hunter the Reckoning, and then they also sell a lot of their vampire games, Vampire the Masquerade, Vampire the Ascension. I think it was Mage the Ascension, but they're coming out with a lot of their products, and it's a lot of fun because these are older games that they're revamping and putting out with a more streamlined rule system that makes it easier for newer players to get into. What I don't like about what they put into this year's free RPG day is there's nothing in these things. They're great player folios. They got a little bit of information about what you do with your roles and how the essence system works. On here, the Hunter the Reckoning has how the Hunter or the World of Darkness dice system, the D10s work. And so they're folders. They're essentially folders. They look really nice. I'm sure that once the games come out and you have character sheets, this will be nice to put your stuff into. But I would have liked last year. It was a single book, one single book, and it had adventures for G.I. Joe, Power Rangers, and another setting that wasn't one of the major three that they're coming out with, and definitely not the Hunter the Reckoning. And it had like this really neat little one-shot scenario that showed you how to play the game. It was a great demo, a great way to demo the game, and it came with pre-generated characters, a must-have for free RPG day. Anybody who's coming out with anything for free RPG day needs to include pre-generated characters, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. So these look beautiful. I'm sure once I get my Transformers books in, it'll be great for me to put my characters in, but it's just a folder, right? You can go to Office Max, Home Depot, and buy folders to put your character sheets in. Next up is something that you're going to see every single year, and that is the Starfinder, Pathfinder scenarios. And these scenarios are made to be fast, fun one-shots with little bonus extras at the end for you. You know, and it's really neat because it comes with characters, it comes with monster stats. Again, everything that you need to run a real quick one-shot of either Pathfinder 2nd Edition or Starfinder, and they're great. They're very well done. They're very easy to read, very easy to learn quickly. They come with maps. Perfect for a new GM to just grab it and be like, all right, this is what we're going to do real quick. I can learn this on the fly. Great for newer players. Again, these did not come with pre-generated characters, but I know that both Pathfinder and Starfinder, you can go to the Paizo website. Paizo is the people that make Starfinder and Pathfinder. You can go to their website and download free pre-generated characters for like 1st, 3rd, and 5th level, just so that you can try out the game. And the rule system is very easy to get a hang of. There's a lot in character customization in both of these things, enough to where you could make a job out of making characters for people just listening to what they want. And, oh yeah, we can totally customize a character for you. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But these, the Pathfinder, Starfinder, you'll always find these in free RPG day because they're one of the top RPGs out. Paizo produces fantastic quality items, supplements. And so, I was expecting this. I was expecting this, and I was also expecting a Dungeon Crawl Classic module. So the Dungeon Crawl Classic is its own little RPG. It's very, very well done, and it's very, very old school. Like if you look at the art style, it's not nearly as clean as the Paizo, right? It's a little old school. hand-drawn. But this is a free RPG Day module for level 0 adventures from Goodman Games. And it's got the exact same thing that the Paizo stuff is going to have. It's going to have information for how to run this scenario. And unlike the Paizo thing, I mean, there's a lot packed in here. I know it's hard to see all that little fine print. Camera for you. But they've got a lot of stuff that goes in there. More hand-drawn artwork. There are not pre-generated characters inside this, but this is what I need, what we need more RPG companies to come out with. Right there. Need a level 0 NPC? Or need a level PC? Boom. QR code. QR code will take you right to the website so that you can download a few free PCs, pre-generated characters, and then get playing. Boom. This will have the basic rules of how to play. Some really neat little artwork. Let me see. Along with the artwork and the scenario itself, of course they're going to pump out, hey, check out this stuff. Lankmar. Old school RPG players are going to know a lot about Lankmar, right? Lankmar did something with Dungeon Crawl Classics, Savage Worlds, really getting the name back out there for nostalgia purposes. You know, I want to play Lankmar. I remember the adventures, but then you know that there's more stuff that they crank out. Fun and TPKs. Ruh-roh. Showing off some of their other properties like Mutant Crawl Classics. And again, this is something that you expect to see in free RPG Day materials. You're always going to find Starfinder, Pathfinder, Dungeon Crawl Classics because they want to get their name out there. So these last few products are things that I thought were very interesting and new to me, and great add-ons for free RPG Day. Hey, Team Roller, what's going on? Whoops. So this was neat. This is a new little RPG called A Familiar Problem. It's actually done by the people at Critical Role and Darrington Press. And this is all you need to play this RPG. It tells you everything you need, not front and back, just one page, the entire front. It is a one-page RPG system. And I'm going to get into a few other things here in just a little bit that came in the free RPG Day this year that I thought were pretty neat. But this is basically, you're a familiar. You're a wizard's familiar, and you roll up your character by rolling a d12, and it'll tell you what kind of familiar you can be, what your attributes are, what your abilities are, and then what kind of magic you'll have. So it's really neat, fast thinking, rules light RP where you're familiars, you and your friends are familiars that are trying to help or get the attention of your adventurer. And I thought it was a very smart product. One sheet rules are a fantastic idea, right? Like, this doesn't just have to be an RPG. This could be something for a game night. Real quick, fun, everybody gets to participate, do something fun and quirky, and then move on to the next game, right? Because on board game nights, we try and burn through as many board games as we can, because sometimes we don't get a board game night every month, right? So you want to play as many games as you can with your friends and enjoy it. So this, A Familiar Problem, was a great little one page rule set to drop into the free RPG Day this year. and I highly recommend it. When I got to sit down and read over it, it really got my mind working. Like, oh, you can choose your items. Like, you can choose what spells you want, what kind of familiar you want to be, or you can roll for it and make it completely random, which I really like. That forces people to try things that they might not normally do, and that helps with the progression of being a better role player when you're doing things that are outside of your comfort zone. I highly recommend it. So, a familiar problem. And I'll have links up for all this stuff on my Facebook page in a little bit. Again, I just got all of this Saturday afternoon. I've been going over it to learn more for y'all. Hi, Mama. Thank you for watching. My mom's watching the stream. Something that they did last year for Free RPG Day is that they put in this how to paint. So Army Painter puts in these little new painting booklets. So it's done with Dave Taylor Miniatures, Mantic Games, and the Army Painter. And it's right now they're showing off their new speed paints, which I have not had the opportunity to try out. They're fairly new, like they came out within the past few months, and I just bought into Monument paints, the Monument hobby paints that they just came out with, the Pro Acryl, and I really like those. But I like the way that these speed paints auto shade things for you. This Army Painter booklet gives you tips on how to paint a miniature from start to finish using just those speed paints and a couple of other highlighting techniques. Because it takes practice to become a good painter, but anybody can become a good painter. Anybody, right? They have paints to help you out with shading and washes to make things look better. Anybody can be a good painter. It just takes practice. And it's taking me years to get to the point of where I am right now. And I feel very confident in my painting now. 12 years later that I've been painting, I'm actually trying to paint miniatures. So this Army Painter booklet comes with tips, tricks, how to paint, and specifically, the Mantic Games came out with a little terrain kit that they gave away for Free RPG Day. They came out with a little terrain kit, and of course they just came out with the actual terrain to give away for Free RPG Day. So this is really neat. Now I'll show this if you guys want to. Mantic, Dave Taylor Miniatures, and one of my favorite, the Army Painter. I use the Army Painter primer. I have Army Painter paints. So I just switched over to Pro Acryl and Monument Hobbies paints, but I have been using Army Painter for years and I still like them. I just like these new paints a little bit better. I feel like they flow better. And something to try out, different paints for different folks. And the speed paints look like a lot of fun and can help new painters accomplish looks that they would never dream of painting on their first try. So I'll be doing a review of those speed paints here pretty soon, once I can get my hand on some. And the last thing I want to show is this level 1. It's a indie RPG anthology. It's a nice thick little book, right? And it has inside of it quite a few rules light RPGs. So this is not one full RPG. This is actually 12 to 15 different RPGs inside of here, all varying, all having different ideas. The Victor's Tale. Beowulf slays Grendel. Hercules beheads the Lyrian Hydra. Rama rescues his love from the demon king Ravana. But what songs would we sing if Grendel had triumphed? and Ravana, the hero of another story yet to be told. That's neat. That's different. That's what I like to look at when I'm looking for new RPGs. Is things that aren't super fantasy, that aren't Dungeons and Dragons, with a different rule system. This is one person plays Grendel, one person plays Beowulf, and then you go back and forth telling the story and doing different things to see who would come out on top. And maybe Beowulf doesn't beat Grendel. Maybe it's something else, or you choose something completely different. Right? Hercules and the Hydra. Shrek and Lord Farquaad. I don't know what you want to do, what you want to try. It could be something as different as that. There was another one in here that I saw that I really liked. The Victor's Tale, Battle of the Bard. Right. Oh, Rules of Bane House. So this is One Night at Bane House. Surprise! You and your friends have been dragged out of bed at midnight to attend a party celebrating the grand reopening of Bane House, a French colonial-style estate built in 1722. Isabelle Maritella, this evening's sponsor, welcomes you as a guest on the front lawn. All players are guests and an active part of the narrative. So this is telling a story of something that's happening at a party. I can't think of any time I've played a RPG where it wasn't I'm built for combat or support or something like that. And this one you're legitimately playing as a party guest. And there are costumes that you can wear. You can be a botanist, a equestrian, that's people who ride horses. Yes, chestnut thoroughbreds. A merchant, a poet, a royal. Like these are the costumes that you get to wear. So it's going to be how you respond to what's going on in the party. Like all of these indie RPGs, and this is the third volume. So they've done this for 3 years, and it compiles all these different little rules-light systems. I've got a handful. If I take this one book with me to a game store, I have 12 different RPGs that we could try out. And to me, that's magic. That's 12 different ways to play games. That's 12 different ways to encourage players to think differently, to try things outside of their scope. Right? I really like this idea. I really, really like this idea of putting so many different independent RPGs into one book and then giving it away for free. This doesn't cost anything. This was given out at Free RPG Day. There were tons of them on the table. They just want people to try new games because there are games out there other than Dungeons and Dragons, other than Starfinder, other than Pathfinder, other than Savage Worlds. You know, all the Vampire, like games that we've been playing for decades. For decades, we've been playing the same games. There's new things out there, games that we had never thought about, games that aren't just about combat, that aren't just about investigation, games that are about self-exploration, learning about yourself, maybe dealing with mental health. You know, that's something that I've been looking into for role-playing games as therapy. There are tons of different games out there for different people to try, and I highly recommend searching out something that isn't conventional that maybe you and your group of friends may like. And things like this anthology from Free RPG Day, fantastic. I wish I could find a QR code for you to try it out with. If I don't find it right now, then I'll definitely have a link for it later on my Facebook page. And the last thing that I want to show is something that I was able to participate in myself. I ran some demos of Iron Kingdoms at Space Cadets because they are my friendly local game store, and they wanted volunteers to come out and show people new things. And while Iron Kingdoms is not new by any means, they have some new stuff coming out for it that they wanted to show off. So let's crack this bad boy open. We have the Iron Kingdoms Free RPG Day Adventure, A Strange Light Breaks. So if you're unfamiliar with the Iron Kingdoms and you're my friend, I have done a bad job. Iron Kingdoms is absolutely my favorite setting other than my own personal setting that I've developed myself. Iron Kingdoms is filled with steampunk, fantasy, thrilling, dramatic horror, and it's woven together in such a way that you can do all these different things in the same session. This scenario book actually has 3 different scenarios inside of it, but you can play them all at the same time if you have enough time during the session to run all these little things. And I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to ruin it for other people, but you're basically sent to look at a job board, and you get to choose some of the jobs off the job board to do. And I actually played with a bunch of other people. I ran the game and ran some people through this, where they chose a job or two and then tried to make it through the jobs to make money, and and uh, and when I've lost my train of thought. 1 second, sorry. When you run it, it can be run several different ways. I absolutely love Iron Kingdoms. I've been playing War Machine and Hordes for 12 years now. I've been playing the RPG since it came out, and I really think that they knocked it out of the park with this supplement. So the Iron Kingdoms, A Strange Light Breaks scenario, fantastic. Absolutely loved it. They've switched from the original Iron Kingdoms 2d6 system to 5e, so that brings a lot more players into the Iron Kingdoms. I've had a lot of people say that they don't like the Iron Kingdom switch to 5e, and while I'm not a fan of 5e, the system itself, it's the world's most popular RPG right now. Like, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people are playing this. It's brought role-playing games to the forefront of social media. Like, people are watching people play on YouTube and Twitch. 5e has done so many things for role-playing games that it's hard to say that it's not a good system. While I may not enjoy it as much as other systems, it's a fantastic entry point for other people to be like, oh, I can play Dungeons and Dragons, so if you have a rule supplement for 5e, I can jump into that immediately. And so they did a good job of picking something to go to help carry the banner of Iron Kingdoms. And I was glad to play a game with some of the people there, and I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anybody at my table, and we had a good time, and we were joking and laughing and making the scenario work. They had goof ups, they had slip ups, they had a good fight, and we made some memories while we were there. And I think that's what role playing games are meant for getting together with friends for fellowship and making memories. So we are halfway through the stream, and it is now time for our spooky summer giveaway. I am very excited to talk about our newest sponsor. It's Getting Dicey. It's Getting Dicey is a dice and gaming accessories online shop, and they stock beautiful dice trays, dice towers, other gaming accessories. And I'm going to go ahead and put their business card right here. You can check it out. Wish I had a QR code for them right now. I do have, 1 second. If you're watching via Facebook, here is their Facebook link. If you're watching via Twitch, here is their link to their store, so you can check them out. And they're very friendly. I contacted them because I am looking for new sponsors to help me promote Big Bad Nerd Dad and the Full Heal Foundation. And they got back to me almost immediately saying that they would love to send something out and try a sponsorship with us. So I want to work with them. They seem like very nice people and they have very nice products. So let's get to the giveaway. We will be giving away 5 miniatures from Hero Forge. These are Cultist miniatures. They're very nice. That standard Hero Forge quality. Very well done. And these are actually the Cultist Pack that you can buy from Hero Forge. Hero Forge does bundles of miniatures. I think they've got goblins and kobolds and thugs. And I picked up the Cultist Pack because we are playing Tiny Cthulhu. So I got these really nice little Cultist miniatures to act as bad guys. And they were 3D printed by my friends over at Draconis Fundamentus. And the reason I'm able to give these away is because they 3D printed a bunch for me, like way too many. So I'm gonna paint up a few sets, and I'm gonna give away this set of 5 miniatures. And I'm gonna give away one of our Full Heal Foundation dice towers. This is our Cthulhu. Oh, can't get a very good angle on that. So this is our Cthulhu dice tower. My wife and I actually make these dice towers. They're made from a birch plywood and acrylic. You can see that green acrylic in there. This is our Cthulhu dice tower. It's transportable. Fold it up. Put a box band around that. Won't go anywhere. I'm going to switch back to view. Let y'all listen. Let me see if I can get this. I love the sound of dice going through these dice towers. So I really like the dice towers that we make because they keep your dice in one place. Instead of rolling it across the table, you can just drop it into the top of the tower. Keeps it right here in this nice little dice tray, so you're not trying to chase after it or if it rolls off the table. And then when you're done, you can just put your dice in the top, close it up, and you're good to go. Walk away. And these are not the dice that it's getting Dicey sent us. These are just some random dice that I have set to the side that I usually use for new players to borrow. The dice that they gave me are these beautiful, a cute little dice box to go with it. 16mm, 7-piece Mind Eater hollow green metal set. This is a metal set of dice. And normally, I can't stand it. I can't stand metal dice. They're too heavy. They're too clunky. I'm too worried about them rolling and damaging the table, rolling and damaging the miniatures. These metal dice are actually hollow. And if you look closely, there's actually little Cthulhus on every single one of them. Like each point is a Cthulhu head. The numbers are extremely well visible. You don't have to guess at what number you're rolling. And like I said before, they roll like a normal set of dice. I don't want to roll them too much because I'm giving these away. But they are a beautiful set of dice. Oh yeah, there we go. Beautiful set of dice, 7 dice that comes with the D10, the percentile, D6, D20, D12, D8, and a D4. Now, a normal 7-piece RPG set. So we will be giving away the dice set, the 5 Cultist miniatures, and the Cthulhu dice tower. And in order to win these dice, and in order to win this giveaway, what I want you to do is share this stream. Share the stream, like the stream, and then like the Big Bad Nerd Dad Facebook page or Twitch page. Either one, I don't care. Just like them. But once you share it, it lets me know who shares the page, and I can go back through and check and see. So once I check and see that you've shared the stream, on the 4th of July, I'll do a giveaway where you have one of those little randomizer wheels. I'll put everybody's name on that randomizer wheel, and you have a chance to win this set of dice, cultists, miniatures, and Cthulhu dice tower. All right. And again, this is all made possible by It's Getting Dicey. It's Getting Dicey, again, donated these dice specifically for me to give away. I'm very thankful for them for doing this. Please go and check them out. I posted their links on both Twitch and Facebook. And when I relink this stream off of my Facebook, I'll be putting links for them as well, so you can go check them out. Thank them. Tell them Big Bad Nerd sent you. And pretty soon they'll be giving me a code for a discount so that I can give out discount codes to everybody if this giveaway goes well. All right, so I'm hoping that it does go well. So I want to thank everybody for watching me tonight, for listening to my reviews of the Free RPG Day materials, for checking out the dice, the spooky summer It's Getting Dicey giveaway, and for just watching. It means a lot. Every like helps, every view helps, every share helps. So even if you can't donate money to the cause, liking and sharing and exposure does go a long way. So y'all have a good night. I love